Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing divorce. Not exactly a popular topic, not something someone really wants to discuss divorce, but it does happen and there are legal ramifications associated with it. In a recent article from Scandasia, the scandasia.com article is titled "Danish Man Wins Lawsuit Against Thai Wife for Not Sharing Assets." Now, I'm bringing this up because we get a lot of correspondence from foreigners that live in Thailand, and one thing we hear a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot of, but we occasionally hear about, are folks that feel like they've gotten the short end of the stick with respect to marital estate distribution and division in the aftermath of a divorce, or they're prospectively looking at getting a divorce or separating from their Thai loved one or partner, I should say, and they're looking at a situation wherein they may, again, for lack of a better term, be getting, quote unquote, the short end of the stick with respect to the division of their marital property. In this article, I thought this was interesting, quoting directly, "The provincial court in Buriram brokered on Wednesday a deal between a Danish man and his former Thai partner who had denied him the return of roughly 5 million baht he had invested in a house they had built together and a car they had bought in her name. The court ruled that the Thai woman should transfer the car, a Honda CR-V bought for 1.7 million baht, to the Dane. The woman had initially claimed that the car was a gift of affection, and so was the house, and since it was all in her name and they were not married, he had no right to any of her assets. That was not how the judge saw it. According to her, the hearing on Tuesday in the court made it clear that the couple had entered a common law marriage and lived together as husband and wife, although not for very long. He had transferred the funds to her bank account in steps that correspond to the steps in payment for the car and the building phases of the house." Couple of things here. First of all, those who are truly interested in this topic, go read this article. That Scandasia article is titled, "Danish Man Wins Lawsuit Against Thai Wife for Not Sharing Assets." Now, a couple of points. First of all, and I'm not trying to nitpick the author here, and I do understand lay folks, they view things a little differently than folks in the legal profession view things. It says, "Danish man wins lawsuit" in the headline. Then it goes on to say, Buriram court brokered on Wednesday a deal between a man and his former partner. So this is sometimes in the American system called like a modified judgment, or basically when the court adopts an agreement between the parties and basically makes it a court order. In a sense, saying that a Danish man won, I don't think that's an overly appropriate way to sort of phrase that. I think it's better said that couple reaches deal in court regarding assets accrued during the time of their relationship. Which brings me to my next point, and they specifically note in here, they were not married. So this wasn't a legal marriage. The other thing is they use the term common law marriage. That's a term of art in the common law tradition that has specific connotations that I don't think can be applied factually in this situation. Again, I'm not trying to nitpick this author, not my intention. This is a well-written article. It conveys the ideas correctly. I'm just trying to place a little bit of nuance on this. Thailand has never utilized the common law. Thailand was not a British colony. It was not a British possession. It never adopted anything like the common law system. So for those who are unaware, common law utilizes precedents and traditions that have sort of existed throughout the sort of Westminster era. And then in America, for example, and the different former colonies of the UK, they sort of branched out in different ways, although the base is similar. In the United States, after independence, we still utilize common law traditions, but they started to vary a little bit from the UK as time went on, and it became radically different in certain areas as time went on. The same thing can be said in, for example, Australia or Canada, New Zealand, former dominions of the UK that sort of when they went out on their own, they began adopting sort of differences, usually nuanced, but sometimes major differences in the way that they dealt with their legal tradition. So common law marriage, what I think they're trying to say is sort of a de facto marriage. And they're using common law marriage as shorthand in this article. So first of all, understand there's a lot that goes along with common law marriage. Thailand does not have common law marriage. What this judge seems to have done is taken the position, it looks to me like, as an outside observer having read this, looks like the judge took the position that this was basically sort of an equitable partnership or a de facto unregistered partnership, if you will, and one party is sort of gaining some undue enrichment from the other party. Now, it's being couched in kind of a family law context, but again, I point to the fact they were not legally married. Now, whether or not that would have changed this judge's position and prerogative with respect to how this judge made their decision, that remains to be seen. But, again, these folks weren't married, and weren't legally married, registered married in Thailand. For those who are unaware, in Thailand you have to civilly register a marriage in order for it to be considered legal. Ceremony alone does not suffice. So the thing I would take away from this is, first of all, and another thing to note, Thailand does not use precedent in their legal proceedings to decide later cases. Yes, prior cases, especially from the higher courts in Thailand, are very compelling for Thai attorneys, but they do not directly use precedent in the same manner that we use it in the United States. So the facts of this case, the holding in this case, is not going to apply and have sufficient weight in a subsequent proceeding compared to what it has, say, in a common law jurisdiction, for example, in the United States. The thing to take away from this video is, in my opinion, Thai courts are very fair. They, sort of in contradiction to the conventional wisdom which is sometimes espoused among the expat community over here, Thai courts are not out to get the foreigner. They're not trying to, in a marital division, a marital assets situation, they're not trying to divide that against the foreigner necessarily. Now, at the same time, foreigners going into the Thai legal system, they're on their back foot. They're doing it, oftentimes they're doing it in a language that is their second language at best, if they have any handle over the Thai language to begin with. It's a legal system that is very different from anything outside of Thailand. It really has no counterpart abroad that fully aligns with it. I was about to say in any meaningful way. That's not entirely true. It is a civil law system, but it has its own twist on the civil law. It's not just adopted whole cloth from some jurisdiction. Pieces have been adopted from other jurisdictions where the Thai system has felt, for lack of a better term, the Thai system has felt it's appropriate, but for the most part, it's a very unique system. So you're dealing with something that really, you're probably not going to know how it actually works. Finally, bearing all the above in mind, it's probably not a terrible idea to contact a legal professional if you are a foreigner dealing with a possible marital dissolution here in Thailand, as favorable outcomes can be obtained, although it may not be in the manner we would be used to in, for example, the common law or the international legal systems.